The centrality of protection, what it means in practice. Protection is fundamentally about people like Maya and her family being safe from the harm others might do them. When conflict or disaster strike, people can become more vulnerable to violence, coercion, and abuse from others. They will generally do what they can to stay safe, but they should be able to count on the state to protect them. Humanitarians can never be a substitute for the state, but there are practical things we can do to reduce the threats people face, minimize their exposure to them, and increase their capacity to cope. It is the state that bears primary responsibility for protecting civilians on its territory. It does this through structures such as the police, military, civil administration, the courts, and social services. Most people experience state protection through the action of their local police or local administration. However, in some situations, it may be state representatives who are responsible for the harm people suffer. In a conflict, an organized armed group will also have obligations for the security and well-being of civilians in areas under its control. In practice, though, it is often themselves, their families, and their communities that people most rely upon to keep them safe when danger threatens. When states and non-state armed groups are unable or unwilling to fulfill their responsibilities, impartial humanitarian organizations, local, national, and international, may offer their services to help people stay safe or recover from harm. Some organizations are legally mandated to support specific groups of people, such as refugees, children, or detainees. Others have developed specialist expertise to reduce the risk or impact of harm, for instance by clearing landmines, helping displaced people to keep ownership of their land, helping former child soldiers return to their families, offering counseling, supporting rape survivors to rebuild their lives, or advocating for the protection of vulnerable groups. It's not just mandated and specialist agencies that have a role to play, though. All humanitarian organizations can contribute to keeping people safe from harm. All humanitarian action has implications for people's protection from violence, coercion, and abuse. Every intervention has the potential to make the situation either better or worse for the people affected. The way we design and implement a humanitarian response will determine whether we put vulnerable groups at greater risk or help keep them from harm. And that is both an individual and a collective responsibility across the humanitarian system. In a humanitarian system centered on protection, people's safety from harm is our fundamental purpose. So, we listen to the children, women, and men affected in order to understand the threats they are facing and what they're doing to protect themselves. We ensure our own programs don't create additional risks and identify opportunities to support them through our work by helping to reduce the threat or limit their exposure to it. Collectively, under the leadership of a humanitarian coordinator, we develop a protection strategy that draws on all our strengths to tackle the gravest threats to vulnerable people and implement it in coordination with communities, governments, peacekeepers, and development agencies. And we get impartial information and analysis to those who can take political and diplomatic action to improve the situation for the people affected. Imagine people take shelter in a school when armed groups start fighting in their village. Those of a certain ethnic group may be targeted with violence. What do they need to be safe? They have come together for security. That's one coping mechanism. The next step is to prevent possible attacks on them or get them to safety. Humanitarians cannot do that alone. It will mean working with the people themselves and with community leaders, local authorities, and maybe others like peacekeeping missions and embassies to identify and implement a solution. One body may be best placed to negotiate with armed groups, another to conduct patrols or evacuate people to a safe location. Others may be needed to set up additional shelters with access to basic services, communicate safety messages, or work with border guards to strengthen reception and registration for refugees. With impartial information relayed through the humanitarian system, others still can take political and diplomatic action in support as needed. It's about different organizations coming together with a shared purpose to take up different pieces of the solution. Maya has a right to expect her family's safety and well-being to be at the center of everything we do as humanitarians. If we understand the threats she's facing and the support she wants to help her stay safe, then, working with others, we can be part of the solution she needs. Protection is the outcome we're aiming for. It's what people in crisis have a right to expect.